Hello dear students, welcome to the Royal Palace PU College online classes. So in last class we have discussed about the classification of colloids. So in that the first one, classification based on the physical state of dispersion phase and dispersion medium. So already we have discussed about this classification. So second one, the classification of colloids based on the nature of the interaction between dispersed phase particle and dispersion medium particle. So now here the classification based on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So here we are going to observe that there are two types of classification. So the classification which are based on the interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So here already we know about the dispersion phase and dispersion medium. So dispersion phase, so these are the phase, the substance which is dispersed into the dispersion medium. Okay, so dispersion medium means the medium in which what happened, dispersed phase is dispersed. So consider, so this is an medium. So this is an medium. So in which we are going to add some dispersed phase particles. So what happened? The dispersed phase particles which are dispersed in the dispersion medium. So the medium in which the dispersed phase particles are dispersed. So they are called, that is dispersion medium, and dispersion phase means the substance which are dispersed into the dispersion medium. So they are called what here? Dispersion phase. So now here the classification based on the nature of the interaction, how they interact. So dispersion phase and dispersion medium. So based on that, so we have two types of colloidal system. The one is lyophilic colloids, lyophilic colloids, and the second one is lyophobic colloids. So now here lyophilic colloids means solvent attracting. Now the lyophobic means what here? Solvent hating. Okay, so here the lyophilic colloids, the first thing, lyophilic colloids. So what are lyophilic colloids? Means the colloidal system in which what happen, dispersion phase has more affinity to the dispersion medium. So here the classification that is mainly based on the interaction, how they will interact. So the interaction between dispersion phase and dispersion medium, the one is, the first one colloidal system is lyophilic colloids. So lyophilic colloids means, philic means attraction. So that means what here? Here the dispersed phase particles have what here? More affinity to the dispersion medium. So lyophilic colloids are the colloids. Here colloids, the dispersed phase has more affinity towards dispersion medium. Now here the dispersion phase has what here? A more affinity towards dispersion medium. So that means attraction between dispersion phase and dispersion medium, they have what here? More affinity. So here that type of colloids are called what here? Lyophilic colloids. So example, so colloidal solutions of protein, starch, gelatin. So these are the example. So here, so such type of, I mean the protein colloidal solution, starch colloidal solution, or gelatin colloidal solution. So in which what happen, the dispersed phase particles have more affinity to the dispersion medium. So such type of colloidal systems are called what here? The lyophilic colloids. Now here the second one, lyophobic colloids. Lyophobic colloids. Phobic means hating character. Hating characters. So what are lyophobic colloids? So lyophobic colloids means here the dispersed phase has less affinity or no affinity towards the dispersion medium. So such type of colloidal systems are called what here? Lyophobic colloids. Here the dispersion phase and dispersion medium has less affinity or no affinity. So hence such type of colloidal systems are called what here? Lyophobic colloids. So colloids in which dispersed phase has less affinity or no affinity towards dispersion medium, So such type of colloids are called what here? Lyophobic colloids. Example, ferric hydroxide sol. So these are the here I have given example the colloidal solutions of what here? Protein, starch, gelatin for the lyophilic colloids, and example for the lyophobic colloids are the ferric hydroxide sol or sulfur sol. So these are the example for the lyophobic colloids. So now here I will move for the difference between lyophobic colloids and lyophilic colloids. Now lyophilic colloids these are also called what here? Intrinsic colloids, and lyophilic colloids are the reversible colloids. So if you are going to separate out the dispersion phase from the dispersion medium, so after remixing the dispersion medium to the dispersion phase, so that will reconstitute the colloidal system. So hence the lyophilic colloids are called what here? Reversible colloids. So after remixing the dispersion medium to the dispersion phase, again reconstitute their colloidal system, colloidal solution. So that character of this lyophilic colloids, that leads to what here? The lyophilic colloids are also called what here? Reversible colloids. But here what happened? Lyophobic colloids, so these are the, when we are going to separate out the dispersion phase from the dispersion medium, after remixing we can't regain their property of colloidal solution. Hence the lyophobic colloids are the irreversible colloids, and these are also called what here? Extrinsic colloids. So these are also called extrinsic colloids. And here the lyophilic colloids are the, so already we know the lyophilic means attracting nature, so solvent attracting nature. Hence lyophilic colloids are the solvated, because already the philic means what here? Solvent attracting. Hence the lyophilic colloids are the solvated, the particles are solvated. But here the phobic character, so phobic character means hating character. Hence the lyophobic colloids are the non-solvated, the particles are non-solvated because they are solvent hating. Here they are the solvated because they are solvent attracting. So now here the difference between lyophobic colloids and lyophilic colloids. So I will write here the difference between lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. Okay. Lyophilic colloids, and this is lyophobic colloids. Okay, lyophobic and lyophilic colloids. So the first one difference, here already we know the definitions of lyophobic and lyophilic colloids. These are the lyophilic colloids in which what happen? Dispersion phase has what here? More affinity towards the dispersion medium. So for the first difference is dispersion phase has more affinity towards because this shows Philic character towards dispersion medium. Here we know that lyophobic means hating character, solvent hating character. That means what here? Dispersion phase has no affinity or less affinity towards dispersion medium. So the first difference, so that is about what here? Affinity. Philic means more affinity, phobic means less affinity or no affinity. The second one difference, so the lyophilic colloids are also called what here? Reversible colloids. And the second one here, the lyophobic colloids are the also called what here? Irreversible colloids. Irreversible colloids. And already we know that the lyophilic colloids are the particles are solvated. The particles are solvated because they will attract towards the what here? Solution, that means Philic character. Hence the particles of this lyophilic colloids are the solvated. And here the particles are non-solvated because they hate solvents. So hence they are called what here? The particles here, they are non-solvated. Now the fourth one, the difference, they are more stable because the lyophilic colloids, consider this is an particle of the what here? Lyophilic colloids. Here what happen? They attract what here? Solvent particles. Hence they form a sheath like structure, a cover like structure. So hence these particles are solvated. So hence these particles are, they are more stable. Hence the lyophilic colloids are the more stable colloids. These are the more stable colloids, and here the lyophobic colloids are the less stable. And also one more difference is there. So that is, already we know that lyophilic colloids are also called intrinsic colloids, also called intrinsic colloids, whereas the lyophobic colloids are also called, that is, extrinsic colloids. Okay. So these are the difference between lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. So these type of classification, which are mainly based on the interaction between dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Suppose if you have if the colloidal, I mean dispersion phase particles have more affinity towards the dispersion medium, such type of colloids are called what here? Lyophilic colloids. So lyophobic colloids, in which what happen? The dispersed phase particles have what here? Less affinity or sometimes no affinity towards the dispersion medium, and the lyophilic colloids are stable because they are solvated. So here the lyophobic colloids are the less stable or unstable, so because they are not solvated, and these are the irreversible colloids, I mean lyophobic colloids, and lyophilic colloids are the more stable. So now here I will move for the third one, classification. The classification based on the type of the particle of dispersion phase. The next one classification, that is based on the type of the particle of dispersed phase. Based on type of particles of dispersed phase. The third one classification, this one, dispersed phase. Here we are going to observe that there are mainly three types are there. So the one is multimolecular colloid, and the second one is macromolecular colloids, and the third one is associated colloids. Now here that depends on the type of the particles of dispersed phase. They are classified into three types. The first one, multimolecular colloid. Multimolecular colloids. The name only indicates what here? Multi. Multi means what here? Many. Many particles, they will aggregate to form what here? Colloids. So such type of colloids are called what here? Multimolecular colloids. So here what happen? Small atoms, I mean small particles having diameter less than 1 nanometer. So they aggregate, they combine. So there is a formation of what here? A colloidal system. So such type of colloidal systems are called what here? Multimolecular colloids. So here the particles, they aggregate, combine. So already we know that the size of the colloidal particle is between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. So here what happen? The combining of small atoms, the particle size is be less than 1 nanometer. So when they aggregate, there is a formation of colloids. Such type of colloids are called what here? Multimolecular colloids. So here example, gold sol. Gold sol. Okay, gold sol, sulfur sol. So these are the example for the multimolecular colloids. And the second one is macromolecular colloid. Macromolecular colloids. Macromolecular colloids. So here the macro means the bigger size particles. So when the macromolecular substance dissolved in a suitable solvent, so it will form what here? A colloidal solution. Such type of colloids are called what here? Macromolecular colloids. So macromolecular colloids are prepared by the dissolving of what here? Macromolecules in a suitable solvent. So such type of colloids are called what here? Macromolecular colloid. So multimolecular means many molecules, many particles, they aggregate, combine. There is a formation of colloids. So they are called, such type of colloids are called what here? Multimolecular colloids. Here the macromolecular colloids, these are the colloids formed by the dissolving of macromolecules in suitable solvent. So such type of colloids are called what here? Macromolecular colloids. Macromolecular colloids. So here this macromolecular colloids, so again the example for this macromolecular colloids, so one is naturally occurring colloids. Example for this macromolecular colloids, naturally occurring colloids. Naturally occurring colloids like colloids of the proteins, colloids of the proteins, colloids of protein, starch, gelatin. So these are the example for the naturally occurring multimolecular colloid. And the second one is man-made multimolecular colloid. Multimolecular colloid, man-made multimolecular colloid. So example for this, polyethylene, nylon, styrene, polystyrene. So these are the example for the man-made multimolecular colloid. So man-made macromolecular colloid. So this one, macromolecular colloids, man-made macromolecular colloids. So these are the two types of this classification of colloids. So now third one, that is associated colloid. Third one, associated colloid. The third one classification based on the type of the particles. So already the first one, that is multimolecular colloid, colloids. Second one's macromolecular colloids, and the third one is, that is associated colloids. The third one classification, that is associated colloids. So these are also called what here? Methyl. Okay. So the associated colloids means some substance which behave as normal strong electrolyte at lower concentration. So, but at higher concentration they exhibit the character or behavior of what here, colloidal solution. So, such type of substance are called what here, associated colloids, associated colloids, because as increase in the concentration, again there is a aggregations of particle can be takes place. So, aggregation of particle that results associated colloids. So, when the particles get aggregated, combined together, the results in the formation of what here, associated colloid. The name only indicates what here, association. So, here when they will get associate, so when we are going to increase the concentration. Okay. So, associated colloid means some substance behave as normal strong electrolyte, normal strong electrolyte at lower concentration, but exhibit colloidal behavior, at higher concentration, because of aggregation of particle, particles. This aggregated particles are called, associated colloids or missiles. Okay. So, the associated colloid means the lower concentration they behave as what here, normal strong electrolyte, but at higher concentration there is a aggregation of particle can be takes place to form a colloidal solution or colloidal sol. Such type of colloid formations are called what here, associated colloids. Association of what here, particle can be takes place at higher concentration. Okay. So, now here I will let us move for the here the associated colloids. So, here what happen, aggregation of the particle can be takes place at higher concentration. So, that type of colloids are called what here, associated colloids. Now, here what happen, let us, I will take one example, soaps or synthetic detergent, So, aggregation of particle can be takes place, synthetic detergent. So, aggregation of particle can be takes place only above a particular temperature and above a particular concentration. So, if here I will write one definition, that is Kraft temperature, that is Kraft temperature. So, Kraft temperature means the associated colloid can be takes place only above a particular temperature is called what here, Kraft temperature. Okay. And another one term is there, that is CMC, critical missile concentration, So, that means what here, the association colloids formed only above a particular temperature is called what here, Kraft temperature, and the critical missile concentration, that means what here, the associated colloids formed only above a particular concentration. So, that is called what here, critical missile concentration. That means what here, the associated colloids forms only above a particular temperature, that is called Kraft temperature, and these are also formed only above a particular concentration, that is called what here, critical missile concentration. Okay. So, for example, soaps and or synthetic detergent having CMC is 10 raised to minus 4 to 10 raised to minus 3 mole per liter. So this is the CMC of what here? Critical missile concentration of soaps or synthetic detergents. Okay. So now here we will move for the mechanism of missile formation. How the missile formation can be takes place. Okay. So the associated colloids which are formed above a particular temperature, that is called what here? Crab temperature. And the associated colloids which are formed above a particular concentration, they are called what here? Critical missile concentration. Now we will move for the how the missile can be formed, that is mechanism of missile formation. Mechanism of missile formation. So mechanism of missile formation. Missile formation. Next one concept, that is mechanism of missile formation. So consider example of soap. Soap, it is an long chain fatty acids, sodium salts of what here? Long chain fatty acids. So or potassium salts of the long chain fatty acids. Consider example soaps. Soaps are the sodium or potassium salts of long chain fatty acids. Long chain fatty acids. So fatty acids. So they are generally represented as RCOO minus Na plus or RCOO minus K plus. Okay. So now here in this soaps we have RCOO minus Na plus part or RCOO minus K plus part. Here this consisting two parts. The one is R part. So this is an long chain hydrocarbon. So R is, it is an hydrocarbon long chain. So this is act as an hydrophobic part. Hydrophobic part. And another one part, that is what here? COO minus. So this RCOO minus, that is splits into RCOO minus plus Na plus. This RCOO minus again having two parts, that is R. The one part is R. So this is a long chain hydrocarbon. And this part is called what here? Hydrophobic part or non-polar tail. Non-polar tail. And this CO minus part is called what here? Hydrophilic part. Hydrophilic part or polar head. Polar head. The soap consisting two parts, that is long hydrocarbon chain which is hydrophobic part. That means what here? Water heating part, that is R chain. I mean long chain hydrocarbon. Now this CO minus, this is also called what here? Polar head, and this is called hydrophilic part because it attract what here? Water. Hydrophilic, water attracting. Hydrophobic, water heating. Now what happened here? After dissociation we have what here? Two parts. Now here the non-polar part and one is what here? Polar part. So at lower concentration, so here the mechanism at lower concentration, so what happened? The RCO minus, which is present at the surface. Now what happened? At higher concentration, so aggregation of particle can be takes place. Due to aggregation, so again there is a formation of what here? A spherical shape. So spherical shape formation, that spherical shape, what happened? The CO minus which project out of this spherical shape, whereas the R part, so that will project inside this spherical shape. So this is Now the R part, which one? So which I have written here inside. So this is an R part because it is an water heating character. So there is a formation of a spherical shape. So at which on the surface of this spherical shape there is a CO minus part is there. Inside there is a hydrocarbon part is there. Long chain hydrocarbon part is there. So such type of missiles are called what here? Ionic missile. Ionic missile. So here the mechanism of missile formation is at lower concentration, that RCO minus which accumulate on the surface, as increase in the concentration there is a aggregation of particle can be takes place. The anion which is pulled inside into the bulk. So hence there is a formation of what a spherical shape structure. So in that spherical shape the CO minus, so these are the polar head which is an water attracting part which will occupy on the surface of this spherical shape, and whereas hydrophobic part, so this is a long chain R part, so which will project inside the spherical shape. There is a formation of ionic missile. So this is the mechanism of formation of what here? Ionic missile. Okay. So example is sodium stearate. Sodium stearate. So example for soap is sodium stearate. The part, the CH3, CH2 16 times, then we have CO minus, so Na plus. So this is an example, sodium stearate. Again we have here long chain hydrocarbon part, this one. So this is an hydrophobic part, hydrophobic part. And this is a polar head, so this is an hydrophilic part. Now at lower concentration, the hydrophilic part and this hydrophobic part which will occupy on the surface, as increase in the concentration the anions pulled into the bulk, there is a formation of spherical shape structure. So here what happen, the hydrophilic part which will project outside of the spherical shape, whereas the hydrocarbon chain, long chain, so this one, so that will project inside the spherical shape, formation of what here? Ionic missile. Similarly for the synthetic detergents also we have two parts. So example for that, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, synthetic detergent. So that is CH3, CH2, 11 types SO4 minus Na plus. So this is an sodium lauryl sulfate example. So this is an synthetic detergent. Most of the bar soaps which consisting what here? This part, sodium lauryl sulfate. Okay. So this is the mechanism of missile formation, and the spherical shape formation, the CO minus part which will project outside the spherical shape, R part, long chain hydrophobic part, so that will project inside the part. There is a formation of spherical shape structure, that is called what here? Ionic missile. So this is the mechanism of missile formation. Okay. So here we have one more concept, cleaning action of soap. So regarding missile formation, so after missile formation already we know the mechanism of missile formation. At higher concentration the aggregation can be takes place, aggregation of particle can be takes place, and there is a formation of what here? A spherical shape structure. So in soap we have two parts, the one is hydrophobic part, another one is hydrophilic part. Hydrophobic part is long chain hydrocarbon and hydrophilic part is head, polar head, that is CO minus. So what happen, at higher concentration aggregation can be takes place, anions are pulled into the bulk and there is a formation of a spherical shape structure, so that is called ionic missile. So in ionic missile already we know that the CO minus part which project outside the sphere, and the hydrocarbon part, long chain, so that will project inside the sphere, and that spherical shape structure is called what here? Ionic missile. Now here let us, I will move for the cleaning action of soap. So the soap already we know that soap consisting two parts, the one is polar head, hydrophilic part, another one is non-polar tail, hydrophobic part. This one hydrophobic part. Phobic part. So this is water hating part, non-polar tail, and this is polar head, water loving part. So here consider a grease or oil droplets on the clothes. So what happened? Already we know that the soap consisting two parts. The one part which enter into the oil droplet, because that part is hydrophobic part, because the hydrophobic part which hate the water. So another one part, so this one part, the another one part, that is an hydrophilic part. So that shows what here? Attraction. That means water attracting part. This is hydrophilic part. Now here what happened? After this oil droplet, when it interact with soap, the hydrophobic part that will enters into the oil droplet, and the hydrophilic part which will project outside this oil droplet, because the hydrophilic part is water, water attracting, and the hydrophobic part which will starts enter into the oil droplet, because that is water hating. So what happened, after rubbing this hydrophilic part which interact more with the water, and that removes the oil from the cloth, that removes the oil from the cloth. So this is because of what here? The ions which project, which interact with more with the water. So that means what here? The oil which removes from the surface from the cloth. So this is the cleaning action of soap. So only because of what here? Polar head which hate the oil, so hence that will show attracted towards the water, and non-polar tail, so that is water heating, hence that will enter into the oil droplet. What happen? The anions which interact with more with water, hence so that removes the oil droplet from the clothes. So this is the cleaning action of soap. Now I will move for the preparation of colloids. So these are the chemical methods for the preparation. Now the first one, the preparation of what here? Arsenic salt. So arsenic salt which is prepared by the, so arsenic oxide react with what here? Hydrogen sulfide. So that undergo double decomposition reaction. So there is a formation of what here? Arsenic sulfide salt. Now here the sulfur salt, the sulfur dioxide react with what here? Hydrogen sulfide. So undergo oxidation reaction, that will formation of what here? Sulfur salt. Now here the formation of gold salt, that can be done by the treatment of what here? So here AuCl3 react with formaldehyde and water. So that will undergo reduction formation of what here? Gold salt. And this is ferric hydroxide salt. So this is ferric hydroxide salt which is prepared by the treating of what here? FeCl3 with 3H2O. Water molecule, there is a formation of what here? Ferric hydroxide salt. So here these are the important preparation for the colloids, chemical preparation of the colloid. So this will undergo hydrolysis reaction, because we are going to add water for the ferric chloride solution. Now these are the methods for the preparation of what here? Colloids. The first one, chemical method. So the next one, the second one, electrical disintegration method. So the preparation of colloids, the first method is chemical method, and this is second one, electrical disintegration method. Electrical disintegration method. Electrical disintegration method, or bridge arc method. Okay, so here first you have to take the metal. So the metal in which what happen? This method, bridge arc method, which is used to prepare the metal salt, gold salt, silver salt, platinum salt. So such type of salts can be prepared by this method, electrical disintegration method. So here consider, so in this method we are going to prepare the gold salt. So first you have to take the two electrodes of the gold electrodes. Okay. So these electrodes are connected to the electric current. So this vessel containing what here? An electrolyte, and this is an ice bath. That vessel kept into what here? Ice bath. Now after applying an high voltage to these two gold electrode, there is a electric arc is produced. So this is an electric arc. Electric arc which is produced in between two electrodes. There is a production of water, immense heat will be produced. So after this, so these are the gold rods. So after producing immense heat, the metal, the gold metal which start vaporizes. So that vapors are condensed and collect. So there is a formation of what here? Gold colloids. Gold colloids. Okay. So this is the bridge arc method, the method which is used to prepare the metal salts, gold, silver, platinum. Okay. So here I have taken gold rods. So here for the preparation of silver salt also, the silver rod you have to take, the silver electrode you have to take. So that two electrodes which are connected to the high voltage temperature, high voltage, and this is a vessel containing an electrolyte, and that vessel kept into the ice bath. So what happened? So when we are going to apply the electrical potential, there is a immense heat will be produced, and the electric arc is produced between the two electrode, and that silver, that will get what here? Vaporizes, and that vapors of silvers get collected, and there is a formation of what here? Silver salts, silver colloids. So this is the method for the preparation of what here? Metal salts. Thank you.